Okay, we are back. Move that little thing out the way. Okay, as you see, we have the Jesta on the table. Now, this is my first master grade. Oh, look at this. Look at this beauty. Now, as you see, I got him sitting in the nailing man, as I call it. So we are going to, let's go with the accessories real quick. We already went over them, but we're just going to do it real quick. Now, you see this little miniature. It's a miniature palette it comes with. I had no idea which palette that's supposed to be. It gives you 2 beam sabers. This one is just a spare. I don't think it has another usage on the mobile suit. I mean, I tried sticking it on the gun. It does not go on the gun anywhere. So we are going to go over some of its features. Then we're going to go with the posability. Now, as you see, the kneeling pose is pretty good. And the reasons why it's so good, even though the legs, they don't bend as much as you think a master grade would. And also, let me take a look at this cockpit. Still got the light on. And there's also another figurine inside the cockpit. Now, opening the cockpit is not easy. Okay, I forgot how I close it. Yeah, you put this down first. It's on a little swinging hinge. Then you put that, and that just goes in like that. Side skirts in the front, separate, but that's standard affair on most master grades. Or at least today's master grades are like that. Now, his joints are pretty stiff. And another thing is, you gotta keep in mind, he has this extra joint up in here. So you see that it kind of looks like a round disc. That moves. But on one of the legs, it's a little bit stiff. So what happens is, it can go up, you'll have odd legs. And if you notice, I got him holding, this is what I call the left hand modification. Gun in the left, beam saber, well, free hand is the right hand. All these digits move. Ooh, I'm just trying to figure out what part should I go on first. Well, we are talking about his accessories first. This video is going to be kind of long. Just let you know ahead of time. So you see that? And he has this little thing. Like, you can actually open the hand. The hand is pretty good. This little thing right here. So this comes out. And even what you could do is you could actually fold this little tab up. The problem is I'm not going to do that because it's hard as heck to get out. Now both the gun and the beam saber have this little tab, so and it's pretty tight. So you just take that out, slide the tab. This tab could come in from either side of the beam saber, but the beam saber stores on this arm right here. Okay, here we go. And that's what it will look like when it's all folded in. And when it's ready to pop out, move it like that. And then you yank on that thing, and the other arm can then go and grab it. If it didn't have the gun in. So we're going to take a look at the other hand. Get this arm out the way. Like you notice, this one also has the digit set smoothing. I need to get a good look at that. The clip comes out the gun. So I want to take this out, but let's just say regularly I'm going to leave the gun in there, but for this video I'm going to take it out. Okay. So you got the same little tab system here on the gun, and you could take the ammo clips out, and you can also take the ammo clips out here. Here goes more ammo clips. And you can successfully reach one of those clips. So that's good. Let me put this over here so I don't break that little guy. And then you can store the gun back here. This comes down fairly easy. Let me put the ammo clip on, because the gun is supposed to be stored with the ammo clip. And the gun stores right there. It doesn't store too perfectly. But yeah, let me make it so it stores in a way that would make sense if you actually try and grab it from my left hand. So it doesn't really go in there too secure. So that's how it sits in the back. Then you got the shield. Let's take a look at the shield. The shield right here. turn around and look at the shield. So this thing folds up pretty nicely. Comes out 90 degrees. And opens up again. It also has a little tab. Let me just bring it back down so it's so I can get in frame. So as you see, there's this little tab right here, and it goes into this little slot. Right there. So that's how the shield works. It can be grabbed by the hand. Okay, let me take this gun out because it's just going to fall out while I'm doing this. So you got this little thing and it pops out. So let me swing it around so that the arm is the hand is grabbing it. Okay. Took me a little while, and I had to actually do a little add and cut. So this is him holding his shield. I'm probably not going to be using this feature too often. This thing is, like, I really didn't get, I'm doing this video and I probably should have spent more time playing with it. Doing some poses with it. You know, getting to know the thing. I literally just built this thing last night. This thing is not even 24 hours old. Okay, now we got the shield out of the way. We'll bury out some of its features. And I showed you guys the cockpit. And we're going to talk about the posability. Now, since we're talking about posability, the first thing we're going to talk about is this shield. Now the shield sits on a ball hinge, so it turns here, and it turns at the very end, but it doesn't turn too far at this end because this little plastic piece gets in the way. Well, actually this shield piece of the shield gets in the way, but it does rotate. It does have this little piece that comes out, allows the hand to grip it, folds, moves at this little joint right here. So we got a little movement there, and then we got 2 points. Let me show this one back. Then we had 2 points of movement right here. And that's how the tab goes in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the tab back in. Oh, and it just comes out from there. So it moves here. This is the piece that goes in. It could go on either side of the backpack with either here or here. You can see it twists right there. Go into the tab. See, the problem is one part is a little stiff. So that's how it folds up. And then it moves that way, but it doesn't move forward any further. It could come out. In fact, let me reattach it. So attached, it could do one of those, like a bird's wing, but it doesn't sit in there too securely. So most times you're probably just going to find yourself leaving it like that. So let me just take that off because we're just going to do the body posability now. The head is on a ball joint, one ball joint, but it moves pretty well. There's a decent amount of stiffness to the joint. And not to mention, if you pull on it hard enough, this will happen. This is where this is another feature I forgot to mention. You can actually buy a LED and then stick that in there. So that's what that is for, that little cavity. Oh, one more feature I forgot. This missile pod. Once again, everything on here is a little tight. So you got this little missile pod. It opens up. Hey, I think these are either missiles or grenades. Or probably grenades that could be fired or thrown, whichever one does. And this is where you stick the action base at. You don't have to have this piece on there. I just stuck it on there to keep the two legs together. Because I actually took the thing apart and put it back together 3 times. So let's get to the posability. I made this way too long of a video. So let's start with the feet. Feet, you got a joint in here. I'm not doing that foot. Okay, trying to hold it and get it in frame is becoming a little difficult. Maybe I should have used the tripod. So let's see, we got movement at the toe. And the heel. So this part moves independently from this part if you see me press down on that. Then you got the toe that comes up. So this joint leaves in there, then connects in here. And then it's, hangs on a ball joint, and that keeps the whole bomb leg in. Now from here, let's move this arm out the way. From here you got from the knee on here. Now this part, from the bottom part of the knee to the calf, it moves in and out just a little bit, just enough for you to get a little bend out of it. So that's the maximum bend of the leg. So you got 2 points of articulation in the leg, so it does a pretty good kneeling man as you seen it doing earlier. So sometimes you gotta put a little force in this guy. Now the side skirts are all separate pieces. I gotta readjust this. This tripod is not that great. It's either too high or too low. It's never just where I need it to go. Fair, hold on just a second. Let me make an adjustment to this. Perfect. Now the side skirts, every piece of the side skirt is, well, the skirt of the mobile suit is separate, independent, comes up, comes down. Now, I forgot where exactly was at. My battery died out on me, so last time, I know we did the posability on the bottom half. So now let's go into the posability on the upper half. So as you see, the side skirts, like I said earlier, they move independently. They have this little thing that pops open, and you probably can separate these little guys. And then, stick them in the hand. So as you see, you got a little cockpit that comes open. You may have seen that earlier. So you twist at the, let's get into a nice position here in front of the camera. So as you see, you got this little twisting thing. This midsection is very good. And in the side skirts, you actually do have these little things that come up. I have no idea what they do. All those you could kind of get them out. Being a little difficult. So you have this little thing that comes up. As you see, it's not on the other side. And goes back down. Don't know what that's for. Your thrusters on the back. See, it opens up like that. Both of them. Just have a little rotating ability. Now we already went over the shield, so let's go with these arms. Arms have a very good amount of posability built inside of them. So see, you got movement here, then you have movement in this part of the arm. I think this is the forearm. Yeah, the forearm's right here. This is the bicep. So you got movement at the bicep, and you got a little twist. The hands are very posable. Look at that posability in that hand. Each one of these digits moves independently. You can make a full fist. this little thing, this little tab holds the weapons in place, whether it's the beam saber or the rifle. You can stick the guns in either hand, no problem. As you see, I have the gun in the left hand. So it's my mobile suit, and I decided to make it a lefty because I'm a lefty. The head doesn't have that much movement in it. It can rotate 360 degrees. And you do have the spot where you can put an LED in, which I showed you earlier. These little things move. And that's all the movement it does. It's just back and forth just a tad bit. I forgot the shoulders. Wait, let's go to this arm because this is close to where I'm at. So let's. Ooh, that fell all the way on the ground. Yeah, and that shield falls off easily. So the shoulder armor moves up and down. The arm itself. In fact, I want to take this off and I'm going to show you how the arm joint moves. It's really hard to do when the arm's still on. Now the arm, as you see, moves down, moves up. It's rather stiff. That's why I took the arm off. Goes up pretty high, and you can see the mechanism that makes it move in and out. Kind of do gotta be a little careful because sometimes it wants to get stuck in that forward position. So that is how that shoulder piece moves. And there is a little bit of a gap in the armor, but it's okay. It'll be fine. This thing is a pretty well built model kit. Let me put the arm back on the shoulder piece. Now, one of the things I noticed as I was putting this together, a lot of times this mobile suit this kit actually had more. I'm just checking to see if there's any like stresses on it. This kit actually had a lot of things where, as you put it together, you see where you actually lost the posability of certain parts. Like for instance, the shoulder must be in the pain in the butt now. So, there we go. Another thing is the arm doesn't go all the way in. So if you notice, there'll be there's a nice little gap, because that's as far as it goes in. And I think the same is on the other side. So if you actually look, it has a nice amount of gappage up in there. But I still like this mobile suit. This is a good kit. Do I recommend buying this 1/100th grade Jesta? Heck, why not? It's good. Its posability is great. It has a lot of details of details, and matter of fact, you probably see another Gundam in the background. This is another one of my 1/100 scale kits. So the Jester is actually taller. And yeah, and the hand actually has another joint right here, which is why you keep seeing it do that. So you actually gotta kind of get in there, which is hard to do when the gun's in the hand. So, in fact, let me just use this hand as an example. You see that? There's a little joint there at the wrist. It's not that strong. So some of the parts on here are a little bit on the loose side. But back to my comparison with the Gundam that you see here. The Gundam's shorter than the Jesta. Let me get another 1/100 I have. I did not like this kit. I like the mobile suit. This is a 90Y, I think. This is from a manga, and he's even shorter than both of them are. Although I think in this series, these guys are supposed to be called compact mobile suits. So I know this guy is 16 meters. And I think these guys are 18, or somewhere between 17 and 20 meters. Because I think the Gundams might be a 20 meter tall mobile suit. Here's my mobile suit in action. Now, he's not 100 scale. I just felt like putting him in there because I had him on the table. But if you look at the Jesta, it's got a nice amount of tallness to it. Well, I mean, it's the height that it's supposed to be in 1/100 scale. They are trying to base these things somewhat off of reality. They're not just, saying, oh yeah, let's just pull something out of my butt and just call it reality. No, they're basing this off of real life stuff. But the hand that holds, when the rifle's in the hand, you kind of want to leave it like this. Because if you try to leave it like that, and it has a nice amount. And another thing I want to talk about is how this thing actually goes together. It looks like it's a thick, solid mobile suit. One, this thing doesn't have a skeleton, so I'm kind of wrong about that. I thought this was going to have a skeleton because I've seen other mobile suits that had skeletons in the past and whatnot, but this has no skeleton. The leg is literally held by two pieces of plastic. They're somewhat thin, and you really can't see them from here. I mean, they did a good job of hiding it. But if you look closely enough in here, you can kind of see a ram. In case you want to know what a ram is the hydraulic thing that pushes. If you ever look at a dump truck will have a ram on, and it'll push up and it'll dump the load out the dump truck by the ram extending itself and forcing the front of the bed of the dump truck to go up. So the ram on here is visible, but just barely. It's like this whole knee piece is not one piece, but it looks like it is. You can see where it's moving. So that's one of the things I do kind of hate about this kit is that piece. You can't really appreciate the fine details of it because the colors of the plastic pieces are so uniform. Where it's like I mean you gotta pay close attention just to see that that's not the same piece moving. So it's a little tricky. And then you got the in and out joint right here. So when you're standing regularly, it's push that in. I mean, you can't extend it. So now I got the legs in all the way. And did I show you guys? I think I just always showed you guys this. And like I said, you got a good storage hatch for the gun. Thrusters move, shoulders move. The head could have been better. In fact, I think I may have done something wrong. Oh no I didn't. Okay, thought I did something wrong for a second. I forgot. I was trying to get this cockpit open. The cockpit, it is not easy to get this cockpit open. Let's see, I got nails. And for a dude, I got some pretty long nails, but getting the cockpit open is not an easy feat. The legs, like I said, got a nice movement. In fact, if you want to, I would say cut the plastic that makes the armor for these, and you could probably get a little bit more posability out of it. But he is this Jesta. This Jesta was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's not the mobile suit I want, but posability wise, it's exactly what I want. It's great. It's almost hard to believe that they could even make anything better than this posability wise. The joints have the right amount of stiffness and looseness with the exception of the hands. This is a get. This is a get, people. Get this kit. Get this kit. I love it. I want some more of it. I want you to get the little thing that it sits on. I want you to get the stand. This kit makes you want to get more. And that's what a good model kit is supposed to do. It's either A, it's supposed to make you get more, or B, make you feel like this is all I need. This doesn't make you feel like this is all you need, unless you're just like, man, that Jesta, whew, didn't really do that much in the show, but we love it. I mean, when I think about it, if you actually look at Gun of the Unicorn, the Jesta sits on the little, where's that box? Yeah, it usually sits on this thing right here. And they just fly through and they shoot dudes. I mean, they're good shooters. Don't get me wrong. At least on the show, they made them good pilots. So they're not F-ups. Although one of the guys keeps getting beat up by the unicorn. In episode 4, the unicorn stepped on his head and knocked him into the sea. That was a long way down. And in episode, I think what was it, episode 5? It was either 5 or 6. They went chasing after the ship that the guys used to be in. I don't want to kill too much of the story. No one's seen it. But the ship was actually filled with explosives, and as soon as the guy almost got his mobile suit totaled again. Well, his mobile suit wasn't totaled, but you know what I mean. He almost got taken out of commission by that thing. And the other two accused was like, "No, stop!" And the other guy went going, boom! By the time he was there, he escaped, and the whole thing blew up. But he was okay, because later on you see them, and they they actually fought some Earth Federation forces. I'm spoiling the hell out of this, but episode 7, that's where you see them fight the Earth Federation forces. They take on some pretty good mobile suits, but it was a big epic mobile suit fight like I was hoping it was. It was just some dudes, that they came with a good surprise attack, got the other dudes, pinned them down in their mobile suits, and that was it. So like I said, and then and another thing I like about this kit is that most of the accessories, with the exception of the 2 beam sabers and the little figure, these guys right here and this little figure that you could barely see. The exception of these guys, most of the accessories for this mobile suit are already on him. Now look at that. That's beautiful. That is fucking beautiful. Okay, I made this video too long. Alright, rambling. Click like, subscribe. That is all. I'm going to put some nice pose. I want to put some pictures up after this of some of the poses that I managed to get in.